I'm just saying, if I change my hairstyle just a little bit, I could be your future daddy. No, I didn't mean it like that. Hey everybody, Nick from 9Card TCG, and today, well, I was challenged indirectly. I think I was challenged by Gazer Beam 2K, who was claiming that Single Strike is a very underrepresented deck, and that it is it's a sleeper. People aren't giving it the respect that it deserves. And personally, I love Single Strike, and I took that as a challenge to make it happen. So let's see, can we get a win? Can we do well with Single Strike Urshifu Umbreon? And before we get into that, if you haven't already, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, leave a like and a comment. Those things tell YouTube this is a good channel and other people should watch it. If you're in the market for some TCG accessories, I'm affiliated with Dragon Shield, so you can use the link in the video description. Get yourself some awesome Dragon Shield matte sleeves. They're the only ones I use. You show up to regionals looking and feeling like a pro. And then I guess lastly, if you want to help support the channel a little bit more directly, there is a link. It's over here. There's a button that says join. You click it to see all the different perks you get, and you can become a YouTube member if you're so inclined, but none of that's ever expected. Just you being here watching is enough for me. Now, with all that out of the way, we're going to head over to PTCGO. I don't know why I'm talking so fast. I feel like I'm out of control today. We're going to head over to PTCG. I'm going to turn it into a little bit more of a refined, elegant stream, if you will. And yeah, we're going to just do the video, Nick. We're going to head over to PTCGO, and we're going to try out this. I shouldn't say this like it's a new thing. We're gonna play Single Strike Urshifu Umbreon. So here we are. We have two main attackers here. We have Umbreon V, which is a dark type Pokemon. It's a single strike Pokemon, and that's very important. It's going to hit for quite a bit of damage with that Moonlight Blade if we have any damage counters on this Pokemon. The attack does 160 damage, and that's going to be enough to take out a Mew VMAX very easily, or really anything that's weak to dark. Mean Look is also a pretty good secondary attack, doing 30 damage, and again, if you're hitting a Mew and you have a Single Strike energy on there, you're hitting for 100 damage, and your opponent's active Pokemon can't retreat next turn. That's enough to knock out a Meloetta, so you could use that. It does evolve into Umbreon VMAX, 310 health, Dark-type Pokemon. What's good about these is that they are weak to grass. They're not weak to fighting, so we don't have to worry about all the Galarian Zapdos and Lucarios and other fighting types that we might encounter. Grass is our weakness, and there's not a ton of it at the moment, even though grass did get some support. Dark Signal is basically a boss's orders. You play this from your hand to evolve one of your Umbreon Vs, and then you can bring one of your opponent's Pokemon from the bench to the active. Keep in mind that this does not work on a Pokemon that has a Fusion Strike energy attached to it, because Fusion Strike energies are way too good, and they prevent Pokemon from using abilities on anything that has a Fusion Strike energy attached. Mac Darkness does 160 damage, so you don't need any damage counters on it to get the full 160. Again, enough to knock out any Dark weak Pokemon. Single Strike Urshifu is the other side of this deck, and it's a fighting type. Both Urshifu and Umbreon have retreat cost of 2, so we can get free retreat with an Air Balloon. Laser Focus we really don't want to use because it just kind of leaves us in the active, and we progress the board a little bit, but we can only power up this Urshifu, the one that's in the active, and there's a pretty good chance that we can get knocked out the next turn. So not something we really want to do, right? A Trinity Nova is very likely to knock us out with Choice Belt, Goon Ping, something like that. So we don't want to use Laser Focus. We do want to be hitting with Impact Blow, because Impact Blow, regardless of if there is a Dunsparce in play, will knock out like an Arceus V. The reason is because I know it says 180 damage, but our only source of fighting energies outside of one basic fighting energy is the Single Strike energies, and those do 20 extra damage for each one that's attached to your Pokemon. So Impact Blow here with two Single Strike energies can be hitting for 220, which is enough to knock out an Arceus V. And yeah, you can't use Impact Ball on the next turn. We also have Single Strike Urshifu V Max, 330 health, beat down, 3 colorless energies. It's just a really good way to take out something like a Crobat, because you'll be hitting for minimum 200 damage. G-Max 1 Blow, 3 Fighting, and a Colorless. It does 270 damage. And you discard all energies from this Pokemon, ignore any effects or abilities on your opponent's active Pokemon, which means you can hit through Duraludon's Skyscraper ability, and that's pretty much the only thing in the format right now that has an ability like that. So we don't really care about that too much. It's just a really good way to knock out Pokemon that have a ton of health, because again, those single strike energies, the damage will rack up, and we can hit 330 damage quite easily. Lumineon is a supporter. It's a Pokemon that lets you find a supporter, I should say. Crobat V, play from your hand to the bench, draw up to 6 cards. How do we get all those single strike energies into play? The answer is Houndoom. Single Strike Roar lets you search your deck for a single strike energy and attach it to one of your single strike Pokemon, and that Pokemon takes 20 damage or 2 damage counters, which does activate the effects of Moonlight Blade. Now we have damage counters onto this Umbreon, so we can take up trades on things like Mew or Shadow Rider VMAX, something like that. The rest of the deck is pretty simple. It's a lot of Pokemon search, Evolution Incense, Quick Ball, Ultra Ball. We need Urn of Vitalities, which let us get 2 single strike energies from the discard to shuffle them back into the deck, so we can continue to use Houndoom, power up our Pokemon, attack, then get knocked out or discarded, earn, recycle them, and just kind of repeat that loop. Tower of Darkness lets you discard a single strike card from your hand to draw 2, which is a nice little bit of consistency that we can sometimes need, and by sometimes I mean all the time, need with this deck. The only thing that's really changed is that we have 1 copy of Grant, and the reason why I like Grant so much is because sometimes you need to do a little bit more damage, and now Grant lets us do that. Our fighting type Pokemon are going to do 30 more damage, and if it's in the discard, we can discard 2 cards from our hand to get it back from the discard, so we can have 1 copy, play it twice, or discard it early game and get it back later if we need it, which is really cool. We can actually discard it and then keep it in our discard, and then it doesn't matter if our opponent Marnie's, because it's in the discard and we can just recover it by discarding 2 other cards. Choice Belt's going to let us do a little bit more damage, so we can hit super hard with Urshifu between Grant and Choice Belt and the single strike energies. Capture energy is going to help us set up our Houndours pretty easily. And then the big thing is Piers. Piers lets us find an energy and a dark Pokemon. Usually you're going to be finding your Houndoom, so you can find a Houndoom and an energy, and now you can start to really power up your Pokemon quickly, because you get an energy, attach it for turn, use Houndoom single strike Roar, get another energy, and you're kind of off to the races at that point. So there you go. That's pretty much how the deck works. It does suffer from a bit of consistency issues. It can be a little slow, especially if you're going second. And if you draw into the wrong things, if you draw into too many single strike energies, you can't accelerate with Houndoom. If you draw into your urns, then you can't recover those energies as easily because your hand's clogged with all these urns and you might have to discard them. If you don't draw into Houndooms, or if you don't draw into urns, then you might not be able to get energies into play. There's a lot of ways there's a lot of ways that this deck can go wrong, but we're gonna go ahead and give it a go anyway. Okay, game number 1. Someone named Leon, and they have a fire deck, so we might be playing a Charizard deck. That would be pretty funny, and by funny I mean, like, I don't like it because they can do a lot of damage. And we start with an Umbreon and energy. It's not terrible because we'll have the option to Marnie to try to find some Houndours for the next turn, and if they do start an Arceus or even a Charizard, they start Lotad. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. And this might be an Entei deck. This might be like Entei Ludicolo, which is still not great for me. Because Entei, Heat Fire plus Cape of Toughness. They have 230 health. They have 250 with a Heat Fire energy. 300 health with the Cape of Toughness. That can be really problematic. So we're actually going to go ahead and we'll just attach an energy here. And we're going to Marnie. I need to get some Houndours into play. And we find one, which is very nice. And we're going to tower away this this Urshifu here. And I'm okay benching there. And we'll mean look. 50 damage, they can't retreat. It's not crazy. I would have actually really preferred to take a KO there. Just because I don't want them to evolve into Ludicolo. Now their Pokemon, their basic Pokemon attacks do 100 more damage, which can be really problematic. They can take a big knockout. We also want to try to minimize our bench as much as we can so that Burning Rondo doesn't do as much damage. Looks like they're getting the rare candy. So they're evolving in the Ludicolo. Oh, they're evolving into Inteleon. Okay, I was going to say, evolving into Ludicolo right now doesn't do them anything. Because then they would, I mean, I guess they could scoop up Net, but whatever. They didn't do it, so why explain it, right? They are going Shady Dealings in Inteleon. And they get the Melanie, so this must be Suicune. Suicune, I guess in theory it could be Palkia, it could be Ice Rider, but those decks usually don't run Ludicolo. What are they attacking with? I mean, I guess technically they could attack with this. Well, they can't attack with, they can't Melanie onto this. Okay, there it is. It's a Suicune. Man, they really threw me off with the name and the Fire deck box. And the Fire coin. I was expecting something a little different. But they have to scoop up if they want to get this out of the active. Oh, the Escape Rope. I guess I have to give the Urshifu. I can't afford to give the Houndoom. And they will Fleetfoot. Since they Melody, I don't have to worry about them bossing. I kind of almost want them to knock this thing out. But they don't. Because I can't attack with Urshifu. Oh my goodness, what a top deck. And I need to see as many cards as I can. I gotta try to find the Houndoom. And we do. And we do. That's fantastic. I'm gonna Quick Ball away an Ultra Ball here. So I can get another Houndour. Because I have an Ultra Ball for next turn. And I don't think I... Oh no. Don't... He drew into all of our single strike energies. We drew into the last one. We had to discard one. We drew into one. Then this is one of the huge problems, right? Goodness. They could knock this thing out was it Rondo? Because it's going to do 20, 40, 60. It's going to do 120, 140, 160, 180. 280, 310. Yeah, they can easily knock this thing out. Even if I evolve it into a VMAX. So, I think I just have to pass? Oh, so this is what I'm talking about. If you draw into... And Mew VMAX has a similar problem. Not nearly as bad, but they have a similar problem where if you draw into the wrong energies, in this case, single strike energies, now, I mean, I could have taken a knockout here. I could have knocked out this Suicune, got ahead on prizes, and been potentially okay. But they didn't have any other Sobbles in play, so making Melanie plays is going to be a little bit harder. Making, getting another Suicune into play would be a little harder because they would have to promote something and Melanie and... Oh, God. I'm not sure why they're going Rare Candy right now. They would have taken the knockout here anyway. So that doesn't really make any sense unless they plan on scoop up netting, but they don't. I don't know why they did that. Not really sure. But we do get an Urn, so that's okay. We'll get that back into the deck. I guess we'll go Crobat. I gotta draw some cards here. Marnie wouldn't be bad. Let's see. Do I go Piers? Get a Houndoom? I kind of really wanted another Pokemon in play, because if they knock this out, then I don't have anything to attack with. So I kind of have to go Marnie. And I don't have any. So that's fun. I don't need to attach a Choice Belt there. Because this KOs, this does 160, 180, 200, 220. It does 220, it's plenty. Let's see. I guess. Right? And we can at least start to set up another attacker. I will throw this on to you, and we'll Moonlight Blade. We'll take 2 prizes, because at least now, if I put this Capture Energy on, I'll still be able to knock out a Suicune as long as they don't have Cape of Toughness. Grant does not help us, so we're probably... I mean, if we don't boss up another Suicune to take 2 more prizes, then we have to research to try to find an Urn to get these energies back into the deck so we can Single Strike Roar. There's a Suicune. They have to Melody if they want to attack, or Raihan if they want to attack. Raihan's the better option because then they can find a Scoop Up Net out of the deck, since they don't have any, you know, Drizzile or Sobbles into play. Okay. And I can boss. Oh, they're gonna boss. They're gonna boss a Houndoom. Okay. Well. You know what? We'll go there. And we're gonna research. And the reason I can is because Umbreon still acts as a boss option, but we don't find any... We don't find any Urns. I don't want you. So, I mean, I didn't... Actually, I guess I couldn't have attacked anyway. We'll get the Umbreon just to have. But I don't know if I want to do anything about it. I can't attack with this Houndoom, so the best I can do is attach a Fighting Energy, discard, retreat, and hope that they don't boss. I mean, if they boss this, then I can potentially find an Urn. But, yeah, I've only seen 1 Urn, and I'm 3/4 of the way through my deck. 1 Urn, and I really, really need one. Crabominable, what? And I'm going to research. So they could Escape Rope, but I'll obviously give them a different Pokemon. If they do Escape Rope, they could Scoop Up Net and knock this out. That's fine. I'll easily be able to take the KO on the Suicune. Crabominable needs 3 energies, and they already attached to the Suicune, so don't really have to worry about them setting up. I'm just going to continuously chip away at this Umbreon here. But we will be able to attack this Suicune, so that's nice. There's the Scoop Up Net. So I don't have to go VMAX anymore, and I wouldn't want to because they can Ludicolo KO. Could they? They need 3 energies. They can't get 3 energies onto this thing. Everything that's going wrong could. They put Path down. I mean, I don't need to boss, so that's fine. I really need an Urn. Can we just look through the deck? We have 3 more in the deck. I guess I don't need one, right? I don't need anything. And now I definitely... I don't think they can... I mean, they could always drop another Suicune, right? They can always drop another Suicune. So I kind of have to hope that they don't. Their hand is enormous. The odds of them not having, like, Drizzile and Evolution Incense or something is insane. It would be absurd to me if they didn't. but we just need to, I mean, there's the Suicune. They need a Scoop Up Net. They have to Melanie, so they can't Boss. And even if they do take this KO, I think I still win because of the Choice Belt. As long as they don't put a cape on this thing, I think I still win. And if I can draw into a stadium, then I could VMAX, pull up this Crabominable, and this has 220 health. So I would be doing 160, 180, 210. So I wouldn't be able to KO the Crabominable without another single strike energy. So I would need a Boss and an Urn in order to KO this Crabominable. So let's see, they're going with the Umbreon here. They get the Drizzile, so they're probably going to find, I mean, if they Escape Rope, that would be pretty nice. I'd be okay giving up this Houndoom. There's the Cape of Toughness. I knew it. I knew it. And they have the Switch. So now I need a lot of stuff. I need a Stadium and an Urn. Honestly, top decking the Stadium would be much better. We get the Urn. We don't need all of these. I have nothing that I can search for. So we don't find the Stadium, we don't find the Boss. Path to the Peak keeps it so we can't boss up this Crabominable. I would have been okay if I could have, but I can't. And they only need one prize, so I might as well give them the VMAX. It's not going to matter. I can put an energy on. I'm not going to take the one shot anyway, because this has 260. I do 180, 210. I would do 230. So it wouldn't make a difference. And now I just lose. Because I just couldn't get the things I needed when I needed them. I ended up getting them a little bit too late. So, and they have an enormous hand. Our other Marnie must have been, no, we used our two Marnies. Discarded one, used one. That's what I'm saying. If you don't draw into the exact thing you need, that's it. So yeah, we kind of unfortunately got very unlucky there. It's the way it goes. Suicune is just naturally a tough matchup for us, just for this deck in general. But yeah, super annoying. Super annoying. I mean, there's a chance. Oh no, they have the Boss. So, cool. So there you go. I think you've seen everything you need to for this deck. I mean, it's just... It just suffers from that. If you don't draw into the things you need when you need them, you're probably going to lose if you can't set up your attackers quickly, if you can't find the energy, or you draw into the wrong one, or you don't find your urns, or you draw into too many urns, or whatever it is that happens. There's too many ways this deck can falter, and unfortunately in this format where Pokemon are attacking turn 2 consistently, if you're not setting up, like if you're not really establishing your board by turn 2, you are in a lot of trouble most of the time, which is a little unfortunate, but it's just something that this deck suffers from, that you can't really control all the time, and you need all these cards. You need 4 Houndours, you need 4 Houndours, you need 4 Urns, you need so many things that it's just... It's really difficult, but yeah, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, found it a little informative. If you did, subscribe, like, comment, check out the link in the video description for Dragon Shield, check out my Twitter and Discord, and yeah, it's going to do it for us today. Thanks so much, and I will see you next time.